This is a quick hit video. In these videos, I will provide my impressions, experiences, and observations of a product, all within 5 minutes. This is not a substitute for the full review, but ongoing updates until the full review is done. The K9 Pro is the most recent darling of the DAC phenomena fan base. It costs $850. I've been using this product for about a week, and frankly, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. The K9 is a heavy beast, and I'm sure that Fiio purposefully made this thing heavy as to make it feel more premium. I don't have a problem with that. What I am concerned about are the specs versus reality. I'm not a DSD user, and I think it's a waste of money, but I know some people are into that type of format. But despite having two ES9038 Pros, the K9 supports only DSD-256. And for a product that's nearly $900 with tax, that just seems a little bit silly. I mean, the ES9038 Pro, according to the spec sheet from ESS, can natively support up to DSD-1024 and DSD-256, but over DOP. But if the DAC can support 1024, why not just support 1024? Why limit the 256 DOP or not? Then there's the 7 audio filters, which, let's be honest, are exactly the same filters you'll find in nearly any other DAC. There's nothing unique to the K9. But here's the real confusing thing. The stated power is 2.1 watts at 32 ohms, which is far more than anyone really needs. I'm not a proponent of pumping gigawatts of power into your headphones, but my experience with the K9 in this regard is less than convincing. I'll give you an example. I plug the Head Audio Headphone version 2 into the K9 and have to switch to high gain and put the volume knob at 12 o'clock to get comfortable volume. This is the average. Sometimes tracks have more gain, sometimes less, but I've always had to keep the K9 on high gain around 12 o'clock with the headphone. The headphone isn't the most sensitive, but it's not nearly as difficult to drive as the K9 makes it out to be. But to give credit where credit is due, I've tested the K9 with other headphones and seem to get plenty of power for them. For example, with the Clear Audio Next, I could keep the amp at low gain with the volume knob around 11 o'clock. The Next is super easy to drive. It's got an impedance of 16 ohms and a sensitivity of 92 decibels. The HD6XX, which is 300 ohms, also did not need more than a medium gain setting on the K9, and frankly, it worked perfectly fine on low gain with the knob at around 11 o'clock. Similarly, on the Audeze LCD2 Classic, low gain with the knob at 12 o'clock was plenty for comfortable volume. Switching to high gain was just a little bit too much for me. I've been told that other people have commented about the power from the K9. I haven't read or watched those reviews. I'm not sure I can agree that there is a power issue with the K9, though its performance with the headphone is head-scratching. Overall, yeah, it seems to have power. Anyway, I can't fault the K9 for its performance. It sounds fine, it connects fine, it looks good. But surely this thing should give us more for the money Fiio is charging. You know, this reminds me a whole lot of the hifi Neo iDSD, which I have and have put away in storage after trying and failing to sell it. Kinda gives you an idea what I think of that device, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, so this all sounds negative, and frankly, some of it is. I'm not trying to dissuade you from buying the K9 if you really want it, and if you already have it and love it, that's great. There's nothing wrong with paying a ton of money as long as you can justify it to yourself. But I just wish Fiio had put in some out-of-the-box thinking. THX amps and dual DACs are fine, but we know from repeated tests and comparisons that those things don't really make a difference in the long run. People tell me I'm wrong about this, but I feel that if Fiio, Topping, and SMSL want to stay relevant in the future, they need to do more than shoehorn specs. I'd love to see a DAC with a desktop application, something that can replace Audirvana, MusicBee, and Foobar, something that challenges Creative Labs' desktop app for their G6 DAC. And, for the love of God, why can't a desktop DAC transmit Bluetooth? Ugh. I'm rolling my eyes at this. The K9 looks impressive. I just wish it actually impressed me.